I started doing my website about a year and a half ago and I never finished it. And that's really bad. I should do this. I've been so busy with YouTube stuff and just doing agency gigs, I haven't worried much about it, but I really need to get on it. And I wrote something to put into my website, and I want you guys to be able to use it as well if you like it. And I'll have a finished version of this and even a link for you, hopefully later this month or next month. All I ask is a writing credit on that. I'd appreciate that. But yeah, please just use it if you like it. It's 5 tips to make your wedding reception as successful as possible. Now, I actually wrote this for my agency clients because I don't have a lot of contact with them sometimes. It's just the way the agency does things. So I thought, hey, if I had a little blurb to give all of these people who signed up with the agency to read and give them some ideas and give them some things to think about or reasons to contact me, that would probably be a good thing. And even potential clients going to my website will see something that might make sense to them, and they might think, hey, this guy knows what he's doing. I trust him. Maybe we'll give him a call. So here's that list, and I have posted it on Facebook. I have gotten, some constructive criticisms on it, and also some people, asking how to handle some of these points that I've put up, and I'm going to try to share those with you as we go through the list. So the first point is when doing seating arrangements, do not put grandma in front of the speakers. Your older guests will usually want to chat. Even at lower music volumes, they may have a hard time doing so. The most ideal spot for grandma would be as far away from the DJ as possible. Typically, your younger guests should have no problem hearing and engaging in conversation at those tables closest to the sound system during dinner. Obvious. You've ran into this before. Grandma's going, hey, what are you doing? Turn it down. And you got to turn it down so low nobody else can hear music. One criticism that was made was someone said, well, I can't tell my wedding clients anything because they know everything. Well, sometimes it's not what you say, it's how you say it. For instance, and I've done this a lot in client meetings, when we're talking about floor plan or I bring it up, I'll say things to them like, well, obviously you're not going to put grandma in front of the DJ during dinner. I've had people make this mistake before. It's unbelievable. The grandma just cannot hear what's going on. She can't hear in conversation, and I got to turn the music down so low. Nobody can hear. And the whole time I'm saying this, I said obviously, so I'm making it sound like common knowledge. So even if they didn't know it, they're not in their heads, oh yeah, obviously we wouldn't do that. They didn't know it. I just gave them some information, but I didn't make it sound like I was telling them anything. I made it, gave them the opportunity, I guess, to say, well, yeah, we already knew that. And you can do that, kind of the Jedi mind trick with some of these know-it-all clients. Second one, when making your floor plan, let your DJ help. Catering and wedding planners can put together some beautiful floor plans that work well for food and beverage. However, an experienced DJ will be able to give you some great tips and arrange a room to maximize the overall success of the entertainment portion of the evening. Now, we all know this. We have these wedding planners who step in. Sometimes they don't even contact us. They're making a floor plan. They're making it look pretty. The cake looks good. The head table is great placement. The DJ is in the worst place possible. In wedding planners, it's not really their job to understand entertainment floor planning. It's their job to understand other things, flowers and whatever. But, this particular part of the evening, I think, really is up to us. And we've learned through trial and error. And, I think that's a pretty obvious one right there. Number 3, have a flow chart for the evening. Timelines are the best way to organize everything from cocktails to dinner to cake cutting and dancing. Your DJ can help make a flow chart that works for you. The specific times you outline may not actually work out to the minute, but they will for sure make the evening flow smoother without accidentally leaving anything out. The criticism I got on that, and I liked it, I actually changed timeline to flowchart, and I didn't hear in this particular copy that I posted. Timeline sounds pretty rigid. Flowchart I think it's better verbiage, period. And that was my mistake initially, and I'm going to make that change. But it is. I mean, if you can kind of get an itinerary down for the evening, help them find out what they want to do, what's going on, and organize things in a way that make the most sense, that's really providing a good service through experience, and that's worth something. 4, if you have a wedding planner, don't forget to connect him with the DJ. This is overlooked more often than you would think. When it comes to a well-planned reception, it's always best when all of your vendors are on the same page. I've shown up to weddings before where I've worked with the client, and for some reason, all of a sudden, the big surprise is the wedding day, I show up, I'm setting up, and there's a wedding planner there or a wedding coordinator. I didn't even know about them. And they have made calls that, maybe weren't the best calls for going back to 3. helping us organize the room or plan the room for entertainment purposes. And somebody made the criticism that, well, 3 and 4 are kind of the same thing. Yes and no. Floor plan is so important that I think it deserves its own point, and connecting the vendors is so important I think it deserves its own point. Just because, well, for instance, if your client has decided to go ahead and entrust the wedding planner or coordinator or even the banquet facility in putting together a floor plan, or the bride and groom just put together something they like and they don't feel like they really want any input from you, the last, I guess, line of defense could be for this wedding planner to contact you, and then you can talk directly to them as professionals and say, hey, what's going on with the floor plan? And you can look at it and you can say, I have a suggestion. That coordinator or planner may be more open to your suggestions than the bride and groom will be. That and getting all the vendors on the same page is very important for, photo booth, for photographers, the planner, even the banquet facility. So I think it really does deserve its own point, and they really are separate issues. Although they may be obvious to us, they're not to all the clients. Hire a DJ you trust is point number 5. This person will play a big part in the most important day of your life, regardless of price. Make sure it's someone you like, understands what you want and don't want, and can help make your reception as successful as possible. Again, very obvious. Somebody said, hey, that should be the first point, because without trust you have nothing. But in this particular list, what I'm trying to do is earn trust. So points 1 through 4 is, I guess, my way of saying, hey, I'm knowledgeable on this, maybe I can help you. And point number 5 is hire somebody you trust. So if the first 4 points earn, their trust in me, then point 5 just hammers that point home. And that's why it's organized like that. This is a freebie again on, my websites, and I'm going to offer it to you. Just please give me writing credit, and I'd appreciate it. I'll do a real polished video on this where I'm in a cool setting and I actually talk about it, show some pictures, all that, and maybe you might even want to share that somewhere. But yeah, what do you think? Your comments down here in the comment section, your likes on the video are always appreciated. Let me know. We'll see you next time. Practice and enjoy.